Summerland Rescue Duo Special Mission. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Ranger. In the last part we finished off the first of the post-game missions and now we're back in the Jungle Relic, still very much on fire because it never gets back to the water state it started as. And we're here looking for Solana, but I want to come around here and quickly grab this Sceptile again. Now, if memory serves, I actively don't use the Sceptile for the purpose I'm capturing it. Because the main reason I'm capturing it is in order to progress later on in this area, we're going to need to capture a Pokemon with a Rock Smash level of 3. Said Pokemon, from memory, is weak against grass types, so that's a good thing to use that for. Because once you come over here back to the left where the Poliwhirls are, you can't break a gate with Sceptile anymore because there's a rock in the way. Speaking of which, here's a Rhydon to break said rock. Oh my. That's not good. If Plusle's out here, I have a pretty good feeling a certain someone's trapped behind this rock. And with only water types in there, they're not going to be able to do much to get out of there. I had a feeling. Kyle! You came to save me? There was a tremor that caused a rockfall. I was trapped down here. I started thinking what might happen to me if no one came. I felt so lost and discouraged. Kyle, thank you. Thank you for coming. What was that roar? It sounded like a quake. I think you could make a pretty good guess on what Pokemon made that roar, and you have a pretty good chance of being right. Now, I'm grabbing both of those Poliwraths, and then coming around here to grab this Manectric. You do need at least one of the Poliwraths in order to finish the area, though, because you may have noticed it on our way towards where Solana was a moment ago. But there is now a bunch of lava blockading the path to the north along the east side of the room, so we need a high-level water move in order to cool that down. I think I brought this up back when we first went back to Croca Tunnel and we ended up fighting Tiffany and her camera up for the first time. But I do appreciate that whenever you're revisiting an area in this game, especially in the main story, they at least try to make it a little bit different. Either by adding new hazards along the way, or otherwise so it's not you doing the same steps again in the same order. Hell, even when you're going for a maxed browser in the game, there's a little bit of that because of the Pokemon you'll need to bring in from other areas in order to get certain Pokemon into your capture browser. What are you doing here? Hey, sweetheart, having a little date alongside this scenic magma pond. I've been here dreaming out the return of the Go-Rock Squad. I'm working my way up to big capers from petty crimes at the start, right? You know who I am? I'm the solo Go-Rock Squad. You snickered. You'll pay for that. Alright, so since these are two Metangs, this actually can be a little annoying because they are not only fast, but they do some pretty good damage. But if you can get them stunned in one place long enough or have a long enough loop, that won't be too bad. I think that's honestly harder than the actual fight we're going to be doing here. Huh? So Solo Go-Rock Squad's a silly name after all. I mean, it would take more than one person to make a squad. I guess it'd work for you two. Look at you all friendly and all. It makes me jealous. Why were you even here? Now, it's been a while since I actively tried to explore this area earlier on in the game. I just remember you couldn't go anywhere past a certain point. But our current destination is the staircase to the left of the save point before where we first fought Clyde and his slacking, or even the first fight against the Entei. Because now we can actually progress in that direction. Again, I forget why. I think maybe there's like a hole that wasn't open or something. It's been a hot minute again. For now, though, it's time for us to capture ourselves a Charmander. It's got a very pathetic Fire Breath attack from memory, but it takes so few loops you're probably never going to see it. And that's about it. Charmander shudders while breathing fire. It's the very picture of vitality. I certainly hope it has vitality in the middle of a volcano. I mean, it could probably just dip its tail into the lava a little bit and probably gain 5,000 years of life. Okay, yeah, I think it's that hole right there. It's just not open if you come here earlier. But we can come over here and grab ourselves some Charmeleons on this group of land that it took me years to realize is shaped like the... I believe it's the fire red. It's one of the main renders of Charizard's shape, either way. So Charmeleon, it's the same as Charmander. Fire Breath attack is a little faster and stronger, takes more loops. Charmeleon breathes a large ball of fire that can melt small pieces of scrap metal. And then I will never capture them again because, frankly, I got other things to worry about. I've always found games that do little things like that cute, though. It's like, here's just this area shaped like this thing on the map some way. Now that I think about it, maybe if you come over here earlier, this door is just not going to open for you, and that's where it cuts you off. And down there's a ledge that I think leads back towards one of the challenges from memory. It can't be Groudon! I'm so shocked! I love this sprite. It's incredible! I never thought I'd get to see the legendary Groudon up close. But there's something wrong. It seems to be in pain. Maybe we can help? Kyle, do you think you can capture it? I mean, I took care of Kyogre pretty quickly, so yeah, I think I can do that. Why else do you think I have a second Poliwrath? Groudon can actually be a bit of an annoyance, because every now and then it can throw out a screen nuke level shockwave that does extreme damage. It moves pretty slowly, similarly to Kyogre, but you also need to be wary of its high health. And on top of that, if it does attack, it's 3 very fast bursts of hyper beams, which means that can hurt a lot. Groudon appears deep in an ancient relic. Its roars trigger huge earthquakes. Wow, that was incredible. You were so cool, Kyle. Huh? What are these wounds? Look, there are 4 gouges on its neck. Only one thing could have inflicted wounds like that on Groudon. It must have been another legendary Pokemon, Kyogre. I'm sure that's what it thought. It just has to be the Kyogre that you captured in the sea, Kyle. After its battle, Kyogre must have come here to tend its wounds. It must have thrashed around in agony and set off the underground volcano. Poor Groudon. It's okay now, you poor thing. Go back to where you came from. Kyle, I guess we can go back now. Maybe we can enjoy the trip home. Like a vacation? God, I hope so. So you're saying you were trapped by a rockfall? Boy, am I glad to see you two again. Some vacation I invited you on, huh? Talk about the worst possible timing. Cameron, don't be silly. We owe you a big thanks. We got treated to an outing in an exotic location that won't ever be in any travel guidebook. We enjoyed a great and exciting vacation, let me tell you. We also got to meet Groudon. And we met the solo Go-Rock squad. That guy makes me laugh thinking about him. Yeah, I envy you for seeing Groudon. That solo Go-Rock squad thing, I don't know what that's about. But anyways, thanks to you two, Summerland's back to normal. So you've cleared that hot and exciting mission. Now, I'm not sure, and I've never tested this, but I think you might be able to do this mission and the previous one in any order. Maybe. You know, I just said that Summerland's back to normal, but what's going on? It's still abnormally hot. Whoa, that's causing this heat wave. Oh, I get it now, this heat. It's coming from this smiling couple right here. Did that vacation under intense heat inflame your passions? Ooh la la. Sorry, I'm just joking. Weird amount of ship tease for characters that have little personality, but you know what? Maybe it's in the case they made an anime or something. So now we're done here in Summerland, and now we've done a post-mission here in Summerland, which we started in Springtown, and we also had one in Fall City. So in order to find the final of the 3 post-game story missions, we need to head over to Windtown and talk with Elita over there. It is kind of neat that they tried to make all 4 of the regions kind of incorporated into it, but Springtown really is just kind of an afternote in the last mission. Hello, Kyle. You're looking well. Pardon me, what was I doing standing out here? I was looking out over the Sacra Range, which looms over Fiore in the north. I've been hearing disturbing rumors about the Fiore Temple lately. I've also been getting a sense of foreboding that something is not right. I'm hoping that it's all in my mind, but... Listen, Kyle, would you be interested in accepting a mission from me? Sure. Thank you, Kyle. I'll fill you in on the details in the Ranger base. Let's go inside. While I think you might be able to do the last 2 missions in any order, I think you always have to do them before this 3rd one spawns in. A certain rumor recently caught my attention. Apparently some suspicious characters have been spotted coming and going from the Fiore Temple. No one seems to know their identities, but I have a bad feeling about it. I would worry too much if you were to go alone, so I want you to go with Silent Chris. I think you know this, but even though Chris may not have much to say, he's quite a passionate man. Howdy. Alright, you two, this is what I want you to do. Investigate the activities of the mysterious gang that is reportedly in the Fiore Temple. That's your mission. Be sure to exercise all caution. Alright, sounds good to me. So let's head on out of here, and I think they immediately cut us over to the Temple's Sinister Shadows, this special mission. This is probably my favorite of the three on the whole, honestly. Odd. Door's open. I mean, that's not that odd. It was open when we first got here, even if they immediately closed it. You're looking for some shady characters, aren't you? I can surely point out some shady characters. They're right close. Why, it's you standing before my very eyes. I feel like 3 Ekans is a little bit on the uneventful side for this late in. But, hey, you made my Pokemon run off. Why would you do something like that, you shady villains? I won't forget you did this. You don't mess with us, goat's milk cheese is my favorite. Good recovery, good recovery. What's with him? I don't know. Now, there are a couple of new Pokemon around here by and large, and we actively need to capture one of them. Because, getting a little ahead of ourselves, when we get back to the top of the area, the pedestals are back, but they want a different set of Pokemon than the main 3 Gen 1 evolutions this time around. I think you can still find all of them, but they need something a little different. In fact, me capturing that Ralts might be the biggest hint to what it is. We need to keep our eyes open for a couple of other Pokemon at this exact moment, although I usually find the middle of the 3 last because it seems to be the most rampant with its teleporting. Wonder what that was. Also, very specific music damage with me. I swear the Fiore Temple theme uses a sound font that was in one of the Dragon Quest games on the DS. Because I'm not sure if it's a string section or what, sounds exactly like Monster's Joker to me. Here, we got a new Pokemon though, it's Gardevoir. Gardevoir is more or less another Gengar. It teleports randomly, but when it teleports for the first time, it will then create clones that will go away in a single loop. Unlike Gengar, it doesn't immediately reform them after you take them out, but be careful of it all the same. When Gardevoir closes its eyes and focuses, it creates 2 copies of itself. I don't think it even has an actively damaging attack. It's there more or less to try and run out the timer before it runs away from you. But not too annoying all the same, and now I'm coming back down here and looking around a little bit because the 3rd Pokemon I need is somewhere around here. It just usually takes a while to spawn on any of these platforms. There it is, we need ourselves a Curlia. Surprise, surprise, it's the entire Ralts line. Come here, you. There we go. So now we're good to head up to the pedestals, see the cutscene that introduces us to them, and actually interact with them. Got a little bit ahead of myself, like getting these now, but I might as well along the way, you know what I mean? First time here. Right in here. When upon the sacred dies or places the chosen Pokemon, the path shall be revealed. So what? Is that thing voice activated? That's twice that's done that now. What happened? An infant Pokemon that wields psychic power, that's for the Ralts. As soon as it gets over to me, it's kind of seemingly stuck on a little corner over there. Chosen Pokemon, must be. Youthful Pokemon that wields psychic power, that's the Curlia. And because there's no Gallade in this game, because this is a Gen 3 game, well, we don't need to worry about secondary Dias. Is it Dias or Dies? That's one of those words I've never actually known off the top of my head. Alright, we're good to go. Oh, I thought it was an automatic door. You heroic-looking folks, did you pop that door for me? That'd save me a spot of bother. See, our plan is far, far behind schedule. They're still running me ragged, delivering messages back and forth. But we're getting it together because we're going my way is what I meant to say. Gotta go, thanks. Plan? I'm sure it's nothing. Now, before I actively head up towards the pyramid in Fiore Temple, I'm actually gonna quickly jump cut back to here after capturing the 2 Gengar that are in the little underground section, because I'm going to need them for stuff coming up here. The Gardevoir is also nice to have around, that's why I got that again. I also grabbed the Raichu. I forget if I had that already or not, though. Darn it! The Rangers are onto us! We're the in other words, I can't think of anything. We're the Go Rock Squad. Want to make something of it? Da-da-dun! The Go Rock Squad's on the scene. We're strangers and dangers, and we mess with the Rangers. Gee, it's been so long since I last said that. So that's how it is. I'm gonna mess with you. And you're gonna do so with Pokemon we're used to dealing with at this point. I actually forgot this was the Solrock this year, so I guess you don't even need to capture the one over in Panula Cave. You looped and I'm hooped. I'm out of Pokemon, besides, you're too tough. That's my cue to skedaddle. Also, similarly to our climb up here, I am going to be, between these fights, going back to restock both my health, my partner gauge, and Pokemon if need be. Ha! Surprised, aren't you? The Golrak squad still lives on. Those of us who won't admit guilt, we got together in secret to hatch our secret plan. We won't let you ruin our dream. I mean, to be frank, I'm surprised y'all are trying some kind of dream at all, because I feel like the most competent members have already kind of given up. Mind you, I say that, but having 2 Donphan is kind of annoying. Blast it already! We're so close! That wickedly great Pokemon is almost in the Golrak squad's hands! Wickedly great? So there's something good around here, huh? No, I don't have pattern recognition. Oh my god, pattern recognition! It's hopeless, I can't capture it, I'm way too weak! This is a disaster. Here we have the legendary Rayquaza right before our eyes, and we can't do a thing about it. Our stylers are too wimpy. There goes our plan to rebuild our Golrak squad using Rayquaza. Not even a word to the 2 of us. All right. I don't believe it. The legend. It lives and breathes right before my eyes. Rayquaza. That's Rayquaza. Is this really happening? Is this all one huge dream? No, this is no dream. This is truly reality. Oh, Rayquaza, what makes you Rayquaza? You've unleashed a torrent of inspiration in my quiet self. Words burst from me like a geyser. Oh, Rayquaza, be calm your anger. Forgive those wrongdoers for their mistakes. Kyle, their inept capture attempt has enraged Rayquaza terribly. Soothe the wild Pokemon with your righteous capturing expertise. Alright, I think Sky Dragon's a little beyond my pay grade, but sure. Attack-wise, Rayquaza has 2 from memory. A green orb they can shoot out that travels across the screen for a good while. And I think they can also summon twisters that act slightly like a screen nuke. If that comes out, though, you're in trouble. This is why I got the Ghost Poké Assist, though, because if I can get it into one place, I don't need to worry about its massive sprite nearly as much. I can just get all as many loops in as I can, like so. Again, boss fights in this game are really all or nothing when it comes to the loops. And if that's annoying or not. Rayquaza rampages while spitting energy. It is said to be impossible to capture. Well, I just proved that wrong, and that's also number 210 in the browser, the final one in the standard ones. Oh, Kyle, you are truly the stuff of magnificence. So long as rangers like you stand guard, never will this world fall into the hands of the ne'er-do-wells. Ah, Rayquaza appears to share the same opinion. Come, let us release it. Oh, Rayquaza, return now to the legend from which you came. Kyle, as you may have already guessed, when I get inspired, I suddenly turn verbose. I can't stop talking. But I beseech you, don't mention a word of this to Elita. She's bound to start calling me something like Gabby Chris, and you know how embarrassing that can be. Anyways, we should head home ourselves. Alright, sure thing. Kyle, Chris, welcome back. Let's hear what you've discovered about those mysterious characters. Remarkably, those mysterious characters turned out to be the Golrak squad. What's more, they got to the legendary Rayquaza. They were forcibly trying to capture it. The Golrak squad? It seems they haven't completely broken up after all. Go on, what became of Rayquaza? You can rest easy. Kyle's superb capture let it regain its composure and serenity. If Rayquaza is considered a legendary Pokemon, then Kyle will eventually come to be known as a legendary Ranger. That I will guarantee on my very name and pride as Silent Chris. Oh, but that Rayquaza, it was a marvel to see it as it ascended into the skies. Truly, a living Pokemon legend. I wish you could have bore witness to it too, leader. Thank you, Chris. Imagine capturing the legendary Rayquaza. Kyle, you certainly are an outstanding ranger. Good job, the both of you. You've cleared your mission. And that's all 3 of the main post-story things done. By the way, Chris, what's gotten into you? You don't seem to be like the usual Silent Chris. The way you gushed, if I had to describe you. Gabby, Chris might be a better fit? What's wrong with you two? Why are you laughing at each other? What a pair of mysterious characters. And thus ends the main post-story missions. There are a few more tied to that RangerNet option on the main menu we'll be taking a look at down the line in the LP. But before we do that, I want to finish the main game stuff off first. But with that, I'm going to need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 20, we start browser completion. See you guys then.